Hi, it's Emma again, and I'm in Croxteth wall garden, and we're here on the rhubarb patch. So this is called a crown of rhubarb, and a lot of people think it's died when they see it like this when you first start gardening, but this is how it should look at this time of year. And you can see you've got shoots of rhubarb about to come out there. So the little job I'm going to do today, I'm going to get rid of some of the weeds around here, and I'm going to put a mulch around the edge. This is the mulch here. This is well rotted compost that's been made here at Croxteth. So that's a really, really good mulch. And a mulch basically is just like a blanket that you put around plants, and it has many purposes. It warms the soil up, or keeps the soil warm. It also suppresses weeds. So it's really, really good, and it looks nice as well when you put it on. So it has lots of purposes. Other things that you can use are straw, organic ones, chip bark, spent mushroom compost. That means when they grow mushrooms commercially, they grow them on sterilised soil, and when the mushrooms are finished growing, they sell that soil off, so it's really, really cheap. It doesn't have much nutrients in it, spent mushroom compost, but it is cheap and it's a really good soil conditioner. So all the mulches are really, really good for your borders. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a hoe, and I'm just going to get rid of some of the weeds. I'll show you around this crown. So I'm going to get rid of all these and put them in the wheelbarrow. Any annual weeds that are easy to get off, they tend to be really easy to get out, annual weeds, they can go on the compost heap, they're fine. If you see any things like dandelions, I'd put them in the green waste. So I'm just going to do this. You can pretty much mulch all year round. I really like mulching in autumn because it's like a blanket on top of the soil and it keeps the soil warm. Late spring's a good time, but you can pretty much mulch any time of year when you get the time. The only soil conditions where you wouldn't mulch is if the ground is frozen, or if it's drought conditions and it's really, really dry, because when you put a mulch on, you're literally keeping the conditions underneath the mulch as they are. Get rid of some of these weeds around the edge, this crown. And if you do these jobs now, I know it's quite cold in winter, but I feel really warm outside here and it's doing me good. I'm getting some exercise. And if you do all this preparation now, it'll save you so much time if you get rid of all these weeds now. So that's pretty much weed free around that crown. You put the mulch in, you can use a spade, you can use a fork, anything like your hands, anything you like. So you see, it's lovely, lovely mulch, and you put it round the crown. What you must be careful to do is when you mulch around anything, like round a tree or around plants in your border, you leave like a little ring round it, so it's to prevent rotting really. And if your mulch was quite acidic, it might cause a little bit of scorching, but I like to put it round with my hands like that, because I'm getting it where I want it to go. At least 10 centimetres thick needs to be, which I think is about 2.5 inches. If you put a mulch that thick on, you will suppress the weeds. You won't get rid of them totally. They'll always find a way of getting up, but you're really holding them back. I never had enough mulch, I'd put it right across my whole border, but that is how you mulch. Also, you can see here, you might be wondering what this is. This is a forcing jar, and this is a lovely old one that's been here in the wall garden, and you can put it over the rhubarb crown, and it just makes the rhubarb come up earlier, and the stems tend to be a little bit tender. So that's called a forcing jar. These are very expensive to buy now, but you could achieve the same effect by putting a pot upside down. Now, I have my own allotment, and I just leave my rhubarb like this. It's like your choice really, but that is how you mulch around a plant.